Before the tournament, I looked at Group B and said Switzerland first, Canada second, Bosnia and Herzegovina third, Qatar fourth. And honestly, that was the logical prediction. Switzerland looked like the most balanced team. Canada had the home advantage. Bosnia were the dangerous outsider. And Qatar looked like the weakest team in the group. But after Matchday 1, Group B has completely changed, because Canada drew Bosnia, Switzerland drew Qatar. Every team has 1 point, every team scored 1 goal, every team conceded 1 goal, so the group is totally open. But here's the important part. Not all draws are equal. Canada's draw was frustrating but understandable. Bosnia's draw was useful. Qatar's draw was a huge emotional win. And Switzerland's draw was a failure. So today, I'm going to audit my original prediction, admit what I got right, admit what I got wrong, and then predict the rest of Group B based on what these teams actually showed on the pitch. Let's start with Canada versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. My prediction was Canada 1, Bosnia 1. The actual result was Canada 1, Bosnia 1. So yes, I got the score exactly right, but the way the match happened is important. Canada had the ball. Canada had the crowd. Canada had the emotional power of playing at home. But Canada did not finish the job, and that is the problem. They had possession, they had corners, they had pressure. They created enough situations to win the match, but for too long, they looked like a team that had energy without enough cold blood in the final third. That is not a small issue. At a World Cup, passion is not enough. Running is not enough. Pressing is not enough. The crowd screaming behind you is not enough. At some point, you need to kill the game. Canada did not do that, and Bosnia punished them. That was exactly the danger I talked about in the first video. Bosnia do not need to dominate. Bosnia do not need to play beautiful football. They need a set piece, they need a cross, they need one duel in the box. They need one moment where the defense switches off. And that is what happened. Bosnia were physical. Bosnia were annoying. Bosnia were not afraid. And that is why they are dangerous in this group. But let's be honest about Bosnia too. They were not amazing, they were useful, they were disciplined enough, they fought, they survived. But they also fouled a lot, and that matters. This is not a team that can just bully everyone without consequences. They picked up cards, they gave away pressure, they spent a lot of energy defending. So yes, Bosnia got a good result, but they did not prove they are better than Canada. They proved they are hard to kill. That is different. For Canada, the positive is resilience. They did not lose, they came back, they got their first point, but the negative is clear. If Canada want to qualify, they need to stop being a team that creates pressure and then waits too long to score. Against Qatar, that cannot happen again. Now let's talk about the prediction I got wrong. Qatar versus Switzerland. My prediction was Qatar 0, Switzerland 2. The actual result was Qatar 1, Switzerland 1. And this is not just a small mistake. This changes the whole group. Because Switzerland were supposed to be the professional team, the experienced team, the team that controls the match, scores, manages the rhythm, and takes 3 points without drama. Instead, they dominated the game and still failed to win. That is bad. I do not care if you have possession. I do not care if you have more shots. I do not care if the statistics look good. If you take 26 shots against Qatar and still only draw 1-1, that is wasteful. That is not efficiency. That is not elite tournament football. That is a team letting an opponent survive for too long. And when you let a weaker team survive, stupid things happened. A late cross, a deflection, a bad clearance, a goalkeeper frozen for half a second, and suddenly 2 points are gone. That is what Switzerland did. They gave Qatar hope, and Qatar took it. Now let's be clear. I am not suddenly saying Qatar are a great team. They are not. They conceded too many chances. They spent too much of the game defending. Against a more clinical team, they could have lost by 3 or 4. But mentally, this point is huge for them. Qatar were supposed to be dead after Matchday 1, instead they are alive, and that matters. Because now Canada cannot look at Qatar and say, this is the easy game. No, Canada have to treat Qatar seriously. Not because Qatar are better than Canada, but because Qatar now believe. And belief can make a limited team dangerous. After Matchday 1, Group B is completely level. Switzerland 1 point, Canada 1 point, Bosnia 1 point, Qatar 1 point. Same point, same goals scored, same goals conceded. So mathematically, nobody has an advantage. But psychologically, the teams are in very different places. Canada are frustrated but still okay. Bosnia are encouraged because they survived Canada away from home. Qatar are flying emotionally because they stole a point from Switzerland. And Switzerland are under pressure because they were supposed to be leading this group. This is the key. Before the tournament, Switzerland looked like the safe team. Now, they are still the most complete team on paper, but they are no longer safe. Because if they drop points against Bosnia, this group becomes dangerous for them. And that is the big change. In the first video, I was asking, can Canada survive Bosnia? Now the question is bigger. Can Switzerland actually recover from wasting their first match? The next match is Switzerland versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. This is now a pressure game for Switzerland, and honestly, I like this matchup less for them than I did before the tournament. Because Bosnia are exactly the kind of teams that can make Switzerland uncomfortable. They are physical, they are direct, they are dangerous on set pieces, they can defend low, they can counter, and they have players who do not panic in ugly games. Dzeko may be old, but he's still smart. He knows how to occupy defenders, he knows how to win fouls, he knows how to slow the game down, he knows how to make a centre-back uncomfortable. And against Canada, Bosnia already showed they can hurt a team without needing much of the ball. So Switzerland have to be careful. But here is the reason I still give Switzerland the edge. They are not bad, they were wasteful. There is a difference. Against Qatar, Switzerland created enough to win. The structure was there. The midfield control was there, the chance creation was there. The problem was the final action and the concentration at the end. That is correctable. If Switzerland creates that much again, they should not fail twice. But if they are arrogant, if they think Bosnia are just a smaller football nation, they will suffer. Bosnia are not coming to admire Switzerland. They are coming to steal points. My prediction, Switzerland win, but not comfortably. Most likely scores, Switzerland 2, Bosnia 1. Or Switzerland 1, Bosnia 0. If Switzerland score first, they must kill the game. Because if they leave Bosnia alive until the final 20 minutes, Bosnia can absolutely punish them. Now the biggest game for Canada. Canada versus Qatar. For Canada, this is not just a match. This is the match they have to win. No excuses. You are at home. You already dropped 2 points against Bosnia. You are playing the teams that were supposed to finish fourth. If you do not beat Qatar, then maybe you do not deserve to finish second. That sounds harsh, but it is true. Canada have more athleticism, Canada have more speed, Canada have the home crowd, Canada have Jonathan David, Canada have Kyle Larin, Canada have Tajon Buchanan, and if Alphonso Davies is ready, Canada have one of the most explosive left-sided weapons in the tournament. So the matchup should suit them. Qatar conceded far too many chances against Switzerland. That is the big red flag. They got a great result, but the performance was not some defensive masterclass. It was survival. And survival is not a strategy you can repeat forever. Against Canada, Qatar will try to slow the game down. They will try to frustrate the crowd. They will try to make Canada impatient. They will look for Akram Afif in transition. They will hope Almoez Ali gets one clear chance. And if Canada overpress like maniacs, Qatar can hurt them. So Canada need to be aggressive, but not stupid. They need to press with structure. They need to attack quickly, but not force every ball. And most importantly, they need to finish. Because if this game is still 0-0 after 60 minutes, the pressure in the stadium will become heavy. Canada cannot let that happen. They need to score first, and I think they will. My prediction, Canada win. Most likely scores, Canada 2, Qatar 0, or Canada 2, Qatar 1. I am choosing 2-0 as the main prediction, because I think Canada's speed and home energy will finally break Qatar. But if Canada wastes chances again, this game can become very uncomfortable. So with these predictions, Switzerland beat Bosnia, Canada beat Qatar, the table after Matchday 2 will be Canada 4 points, Switzerland 4 points, Bosnia 1 point, Qatar 1 point. And suddenly, the group has a new shape. Canada and Switzerland are in control, Bosnia and Qatar are not eliminated, but they are chasing. And this is where the final match day becomes extremely interesting, because Canada and Switzerland would both know that a draw probably sends them through, but Bosnia would still be alive. Final match day, Bosnia and Herzegovina versus Qatar. This is the survival match. Both teams probably need to win. A draw helps nobody. For Qatar, the problem is simple. They can create moments. They have players with quality. They have confidence after drawing Switzerland. But over 90 minutes, I still do not trust their defensive structure. They give up too much. They allow too many shots. They spend too much time surviving. And against Bosnia, that is dangerous. Because Bosnia are not going to play cute football. They will put balls into the box, they will attack set pieces, they will fight for second balls, they will make the game physical. And Qatar do not want that kind of match. Qatar wants space, Qatar wants transitions, Qatar wants technical moments. Bosnia want a fight. And in a fight, I trust Bosnia more. My prediction, Bosnia win. Most likely scores, Bosnia 2, Qatar 1, or Bosnia 1, Qatar 0. I think Qatar can score because Bosnia are not clean defensively, but I think Bosnia have more ways to create danger in a desperate match. Now the final match, Switzerland versus Canada, and this could decide first place. Before the tournament, I had Switzerland winning the group, but now I am changing the prediction, because Switzerland wasted their chance to build a goal difference advantage against Qatar, and that matters. If Canada beat Qatar by 2 goals and then draw Switzerland, Canada can realistically finish above Switzerland. That is the new twist in Group B. Canada are not just fighting to survive anymore. Canada can win the group. But to do that, they need emotional control, because this match is dangerous. Switzerland are very good at slowing games down. They can make you play at their rhythm. They can force you into long possessions where nothing happens. They can frustrate the crowd. And they have experienced players who understand tournament football. Canada have the opposite qualities: energy, speed, pressing, home crowd, vertical attacks. If Canada turn the game into chaos, they can hurt Switzerland. If Switzerland turn the game into chess, they can kill Canada's momentum. So the key question is, who controls the rhythm? I think Canada will have strong moments, especially in transition. I think Switzerland will have long spells of control. And I think both teams will understand that losing this match could be very costly. That makes me lean toward a draw. My prediction, Switzerland versus Canada, draw. Most likely scores 1-1 or 0-0. I will choose 1-1. Canada scores through speed, Switzerland answers through structure, and both teams probably qualify. So here's my updated Group B prediction. Before the tournament I had Switzerland first, Canada second, Bosnia third, Qatar fourth, but after Matchday 1, I am changing the top 2. My updated prediction is Canada first with 5 points, Switzerland second with 5 points, Bosnia and Herzegovina third with 4 points, Qatar fourth with 1 point. Yes, I am putting Canada first. Not because Canada are suddenly a perfect team, they are not. Their finishing still worries me. Their decision making in the final third still has to improve, and if they become emotional, they can hurt themselves. But the situation has changed. Switzerland gave away the advantage. They dominated Qatar and still only got 1 point. So now, if Canada beat Qatar properly and draw Switzerland, Canada can win the group on goal difference. That is the consequence of Switzerland's wastefulness. Bosnia, for me, still finished third, but they are a dangerous third. 4 points could be enough to reach the knockout stage. And honestly, no one will enjoy playing them. They are physical, they are annoying, they are dangerous from set pieces. They are exactly the kind of teams that can make a better team look bad. As for Qatar, I respect the point against Switzerland. That was a huge moment. But I do not trust them over 3 matches. They concede too many chances, they spend too much time defending, and if they have to chase the game, I think they are in trouble. So in my first prediction, I was right about one thing. Canada versus Bosnia was dangerous. I predicted the draw, and that is exactly what happened. But I was wrong about Switzerland. I thought they would professionally beat Qatar. They did not. They wasted chances, failed to kill the match, and gave Qatar life. And because of that, Group B is no longer Switzerland's group to control. Canada now have a real chance to win it, but only if they beat Qatar. No excuses, no slow start, no beautiful pressure without goals. They need to finish the job. So my updated prediction is Canada first, Switzerland second, Bosnia third, Qatar fourth. Now tell me in the comments, are Canada really going to win Group B, or are Switzerland still the team to trust?